Getting everything set up here. Show live chat. Don't know how the live chat works here. So today is DailyCyber number 059. I'm going to be here just answering some of your questions. What I'm going to pull up here behind me is actually YouTube. So I'm going to make sure I mute it so you guys don't hear anything. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to see the questions, because for some reason I can't see any of the chat. Show live message in chat. I don't know if it's working or not. We'll see if it's working on that. If not, I want to make sure I have it on my actual desktop here, or laptop, so that I can answer any questions people are coming in with. So let's do this. I'm just trying to figure out how this live works right now. I'm playing around with it myself. Yeah, because I really don't see, like, I've been on different live sessions before, and what I saw was there was a chat window that I could comment in, but I didn't see how the actual producer, the person doing the show, was able to see in the messages. So that's what I'm trying to play with right now, and just see how that works, because I don't see any message, anything like that. But again, there's no viewers right now. So while we get started, and I know from what I found out, it takes about 5 minutes for people to get notified of what's going on. So talking about cybersecurity, you know, if you guys have any questions, this is what it's about. I'm gonna get into the show in a couple minutes, just as people show up. We're gonna wait till about the 5 minute mark, just to give people enough time to be notified. Because what I'm finding is that through YouTube and Twitter and so forth, as people are getting notified, it takes them some time to see the live video, and that's why I want to make sure that people are able to see it, and that's what I'm just trying to play with now. So message me, comment, let me see if you're here. Just say hello, yes, we're here, we can hear you, can see you, all those great things, and I will get started. So we got about 2 minutes. We're at the 3-minute mark, about 2 minutes, and I'm going to get started. Just chatting away, answering any questions, kind of what's going on. So let me make sure everything's set up, ready to go. So again, what I'm doing here just for the live video, if anyone's just popping in right now, I'm here answering any questions, cybersecurity related, on the journey of becoming a cybersecurity professional. Why can't I not view it? Let's test that out. See, okay, so I can see it on the screen. That's actually pretty cool. So I just was testing this out just to make sure what was going on, how it all worked. So today's DailyCyber is basically answer any questions that you may have about cybersecurity, what's going on. If you're watching this video, comment, just let me know that you're in and you're ready to ask any questions. Anything I can answer when it comes to the journey about becoming a cybersecurity professional, IT, anything that's going on. Sorry, what happened was, and it's weird, I was hoping YouTube would get this, is that we should be able to run this off our laptops, because doing it off the phone, having Wi-Fi being enabled, problem is that sometimes you get phone calls coming in and it cuts you out. So that's what just happened just now. I just got bounced out of YouTube Live because someone just called me. So YouTube, if you're watching this, you know, we gotta get this on like laptops, anything along that line, right? Laptops, desktops, be able to run off a webcam, something along that line, so we can have a clean stream, right, of videos, so that we don't get interrupted. Because if it's on our iPhone or Samsung or Android phone, whatever that may be, and someone calls in, if you're on Wi-Fi, you have your data plan on because you're doing this, the phone calls can come through and just interrupt the live stream. So what am I going to talk about today? The great thing is about cybersecurity. A lot of us are going through changes, and I was watching Udacity's conference that was just coming up. I can hear that, it's loud. Udacity's conference just had one, I think it was about a week or 2 weeks ago, and they were talking about the innovations, everything that's going on in the industry. One of the things that is really important as we look at artificial intelligence, right, and how is that going to relate to cybersecurity? And something that I'm thinking about is, when it relates to cybersecurity, is basically in the form of, definitions, virus definitions, hardening systems, where it can be real-time integration and in real-time troubleshooting. So for example, say alert comes up, that artificial intelligent application or whatever you've set up, program, can see what's going on, can turn around, can shut something off, shut off a service, disable that port, do that in real time, right? And it could sit there and then run a report and tell you, well, it came from this IP address and this is what we did, and we blocked it in real time. So a lot of great things when it comes to artificial intelligence. It's just kind of crazy that what we're looking at in the next probably about 5 years, right? And it's going to be fast. It's not going to be something that's going to be like in the next 15, 20 years. It's going to be quick moving, and as people can think about it, they're going to start to develop it. So that's my kind of little spiel on artificial intelligence, right? And something to look for. I mean, if you're looking at where to go in cybersecurity, one area might be is how to develop, and program into artificial intelligence for the security industry. How to harden that application, how to write for it, how to think of designing an application that's going to be artificially intelligent driven, that it's going to be able to secure a router, a switch, a hub, an infrastructure. Maybe it's a unified threat management tool that can do multiple facets. I mean, sky's the limits. Your mind basically is like an open door now. You can do whatever ever comes to mind. What else do I want to talk about today? I had a conversation this week, something I wanted to bring up. It was about a video I did, and it was talking about the relationships with companies. And I'm finding more and more we have to look out for each other, right? And I'm finding more companies are starting to become, the younger millennium companies are starting to go to the point where they understand, and Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this, and I've subscribed to this since 2004, where we have to look at the relationship of your contractors, your subcontractors, your vendors, your clients, all that in together, of how you're working with them, not about your policies and your procedures and all that. Those need to be there, but there's got to be a gray area where you look after the people that you're working with, right? Especially when you're looking at affiliates, people that are promoting you, maybe industry leaders, whatever they may be, whatever relationship you have. How are you going to foster that relationship so it's a win-win for both sides? And I'm finding a lot of times now companies are still very cold, and it's a difference, and it's like the diamond in the rough where you find a good company. Like I was talking about Peak Design the other day, Safari Books Online, and I was talking about these companies where they go that extra mile, right? Where something might not be right, and they're like, what can we do? What can we do to help you? Right? And they take that extra step. Where I'm finding more, the 80%, 90% of companies are kind of like, it's your problem. Like, you deal with it. You're a client, whatever. We don't care. I mean, look at the challenge with United Airways, right? In the sense of, they had this doctor, they removed him from the plane, they aggressively removed him, and they started this whole media storm. How could have they dealt with that better? How can they say, look, you know what, you don't want to move, okay, is anyone else, is anything to do? Instead of having a draw and removing someone and physically removing him, if it was that much of an issue, draw someone else's name and look, or give some sort of benefit, right? The next flight for you and your family is free. Like if you just, something along that line, like over deliver, right? And this is what I'm talking about with, companies now are like, follow this area, do this, do that, and then they cut you out. And when it comes to security, and this is where, bring this back into cybersecurity, where it's difficult and hard is, yes, we have to look at policies, we have to look at procedures, we have to look at locking down certain information, being confident. Again, with social media, you kind of have this happy balance where people have to provide massive value in this day and age when you come to marketing. But then with massive value, you still have to have this confidentiality. So there's this balancing act that you're constantly doing. And then providing great value, making sure that you're over deliver, and being mindful of keeping like a CRM system or a client tracking system that you're not getting compromised, you're not being taken advantage of, that maybe someone is found a flaw in the customer service relation and they're always getting free stuff, right? Maybe they're not having an issue, they have one, and yes, you over deliver. They have two, kind of question. By the third, fourth, and fifth one, now you have to say, okay, look, John, we've seen your message. Like, send in the product, let us evaluate and see what's going on, right? And then see, is it really an ongoing issue? Is it defect in the product, the service, whatever that may be, or if it's something someone's found a kind of a hole in the system, and that's why it's this happy balance. It's a gray area. It's not something that's black or white. It's not always perfect and white, and it's not always bad people, this dark, nothing ever happens. You have to have this gray area, and this is where I enjoy with cybersecurity is there's the black, the white, but there's also this gray area that you have to learn, you have to understand. How do you work with it? How do you, when someone gets compromised, be gentle with them, that it's, you don't come down with, like almighty power saying, oh my God, you screwed up. But you kind of go, okay, how do you feel? What's going on? What happened? How can I help you to learn that we don't have this again? Now, of course, you put systems in place, you put policies and procedures, education, you do all that, so potentially it doesn't happen. Now, if it happens again, okay, what happened? What did you do? Like, did you let this go? Did you not follow this? What do we need to do as a team to make this work? Now, the third and fourth time, then if it's neglect or something along that line, then there's got to be more penalties, right, in action. So maybe it's a financial penalty or whatever, right? And right now when it comes to personal identifiable information, you're starting to see now that there's actually, the law, like police, the legal system is getting involved, because now when people it's theft, right? It's a criminal act. So when it's theft and the company's not reporting theft and all that, now the company can be liable for it. So it's all these things we have to look out for and be mindful of. What else do I want to talk about? Just again, if you're watching this, if you have any questions, post your questions. Let me know. I'm gonna go for 10 minutes on this one for today. Got a few things I gotta run around and do, but I really want to start doing these live sessions just to kind of get the engagement and see what are you guys thinking, what are you guys working on. I've got 1 minute left. Last thing I want to talk about is the growth of cybersecurity. Again, watching Udacity and watching all these different seminars, conferences, live conferences, as well as recorded conferences, you're starting to see that like it's such a shortage when it comes to cybersecurity. Right? So really put your mindset into the point where if that's what you want to do, work at it. Like push, like study as much as you can. I know some people have families, they have kids, you work maybe part-time or even a full-time job. Put in half an hour each day, right? Just study and just keep doing it. Keep doing it each and every day. If it's 7 days a week and that's what you need to do it. Because what happens is it's going to be compounded interest in the sense of you do 30 minutes now, it's 30 minutes, for the next 30 days or for the next 60 days or 90 days. Also, you're going to look back and you're going to know so much information. Okay, well, that's it for the 10 minutes. Like I said, I don't want to go too long on, and I know the sweet spot's 20 minutes people are talking about, but since no one's kind of asking any questions, no activity, I'm going to cut it short for today. One thing I just want to remind you guys, just follow me on my YouTube channel, and remember, software is hackable, being connected is vulnerable. So think about that each and every day as you're going through all your business, your systems, your connections, you're talking to people. Software is hackable, being connected is vulnerable. All right, I'll see you next video.